Hey guys, before we get into today's episode, I wanted to add a little tag on to the beginning here. I have had something horrific happen to one of my friends. His name is Malcolm Harris, and he was murdered last week. He was found in an abandoned home, shot and dead, and he was 5 days away from turning 26. He was young, and I will tell you, he was one of the kindest, most positive, happy, smiling, just so kind. And I have been going through it for sure. He was a friend of mine from high school. We sang in lots of choirs together. My little brother knew him as well. They did arrest and charge the guy who shot him. And if you feel like looking up, pictures, the guy who they arrested just looks like a monster. He just has nothing behind his eyes. He did have like other crimes that he had committed. Um, yeah, his Malcolm's funeral is this weekend, and we're putting together a choir to sing two of his favorite pieces at the funeral. So I may be taking a week or two off from the podcast. I have a few episodes saved up that I can still publish. It's been hard because I sit here and talk about murder all the time, but then something like this happens and it's really close to home, and it's I don't know, it's just hard, and it's hard to sit down and listen to myself, talk about the same types of situations. But I appreciate you guys. I know you're going to be patient with me, and I know that you guys want to make sure I'm okay. I am okay. It's been rough. It's been a really rough week, and I'm grieving for sure. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I just wanted to let you guys know. I feel like it was appropriate to let you guys know. So, yeah, just expect that, maybe there might be a week or two without an episode, but I'm not giving up on the podcast by any means. I just need a second to organize my thoughts and to grieve without trying to force myself through more things about death. So, yeah, just remember that life is so fragile, and you just never know what's going to happen, and you never know like when like you may not be able to control your own fate. That's been a big thing for me right now, is just like this shit happens, and we can't control it. Yeah, just like hug your friends and family, and just appreciate that they're there, that they're existing, and take care of yourselves. That's what I'm trying to do. Trying to remind my body that it's safe and that everything's okay. Another thing I wanted to mention was the shootings in downtown Austin and in Cincinnati. There were several people who lost their lives, and again, that's just horrific. And I hope that if you were connected, or you had loved ones that were connected, that were affected by those two shootings, I hope you're okay. And I'll be posting some links in the show notes for places you can donate. I know people in Austin, like the blood banks, like they need O negative and O positive blood. So if you've got type O blood, like please consider going to donate some of your blood, because people need that right now. So I love you guys very, very much. I hope everyone's doing okay. Like I said, take care of yourselves. Make sure you're taking care of all your basic needs. I'm right there with you. And now we're going to get into today's episode. Hi, friends. I'm Bryn.
And I'm Alyssa.
And this is Friends Who Crime.
Yay!
Friends Who Crime. All right. Hello, everyone. Again, it's weird that we're doing this intro again because we literally just recorded part 1 that came out last week. This is Lori, Vallow, Daybell, and the Doomsday murders. This is part 2. So if you have not listened to part 1, go back, listen to that. This is not going to make much sense if you only listen to part 2. Yeah, it's pretty bonkers. Part 1,
crazy.
Pretty bonkers.
We also went on some tangents, as per usual.
Yes, it's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. That's why you guys listen to this, and you know it.
Don't lie. That's your favorite part.
Quick recap of part 1. So Lori Vallow, married to Charles Vallow. She's got 2 kids. Well, actually, she has 3, but 2 of them are living with her.
Oh, I didn't know she had 3 kids.
Yeah, she did have an older son.
Oh, who's like moved out of the house.
Named, it starts with a C.
Another C
Colby.
name.
Colby.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of C names in this.
But he's like older and like
yes,
moved out. Okay.
Yeah, he's from her first marriage, either first or second marriage. But yeah, he's around. He's just not really involved, which like thank God. But yeah, so she's married to Charles. She has Tylee, who's 16, and JJ, who's 7, living with her. Then her brother shoots her husband, Charles. Charles dies. Alex strangely dies the next day of quote unquote a heart attack. And then Lori takes her whole family up to Idaho to be closer to Chad Daybell, who is an apocalyptic doomsday prepper author who she's having an affair with, or at least was until her husband died. Chad is married to Tammy. Tammy suddenly dies after quote unquote being sick.
It's crazy when you line all of this up.
Yeah.
Like these people are just leaving a wake of destruction behind them.
It's one of those that like, you're like, this is not real. Like
no, it's crazy. It's literally like a thriller TV show. Like that's what the plot is wild.
Right. And like, if you're watching this TV show, you'd be like, this is so unrealistic.
Right.
Literally,
like, but it's real life.
It's real life. So Tammy dies. And then Lori and Chad, still having an affair. Lori's kids, Tylee and JJ, go missing. Nobody's seen them. She's lying to the police saying, they're staying here with their grandparents. They're staying here with my friend. That's why you haven't seen them. Police start catching on to the fact that Lori is a fucking liar. And Lori and Chad flee to Hawaii on vacation, but then they end up staying there, and then they get married like 3 weeks after Tammy's death. And I think that's where we left off.
I will say they picked a great place to flee to. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
If I was going to flee, I'd flee to a beach.
Right.
And
like they like it's like documented that they loved Hawaii. They loved Hawaii.
Right.
So like that's why they went.
That annoys me that they got to like live like a fun, carefree life whilst killing everyone around them. That's annoying.
They lived a carefree life for a while.
Okay, well, love that they're going to get, again, their justice. That's good.
Yeah, so we're just going to like hop right in here.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to start with what happens when they get to Hawaii, right? So early 2020-ish, Lori is in Hawaii with Chad. She's under heavy scrutiny, and someone reports again that Lori had 2 missing kids. Kids are not with them in Hawaii. They're not at the home. Where the fuck are they? In February of 2020, Lori's finally arrested.
Wow.
Finally. But not for murder, only for child desertion. Authorities charge her with abandoning Tylee and JJ and failing to provide support. That's all they got right now.
I'm curious in like situations like this because, obviously now there's like a different police squad that would be responsible for this crime because now they're in Hawaii. Like, when does the FBI get involved? Or like a national, like federal, you know what I mean? Because like I can imagine it's tough for like these different jurisdictions to talk to each other to figure out what's going on in cases like this when people are moving all around, you know?
Yeah. And usually when a crime is like across state lines, the FBI like automatically gets involved.
Right.
But in this case, the only crime that they can arrest her for right now is child desertion.
Desertion.
Child endangerment, whatever you want to call it. Yep. So she's taken into custody by Hawaiian police in February of 2020. Meanwhile, an Idaho task force has finally kind of put together all these pieces. Alex suspicious death, Tammy's suspicious death, Charles suspicious death, the kids. So fast forward to June of 2020 to a day that will go down in true crime infamy.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody in the true crime community definitely knows about this case, and like this is like the day that everybody kind of refers to. Boise area detectives swarm the Daybell property in Idaho, so Chad Daybell's home. Cell phone data had pinged the area of his pet cemetery on his property right after Tylee's disappearance.
So they think he like buried potentially the daughter's body there.
Correct.
Yikes.
So under the prosecutor's watch, dig teams start digging. And what they found was horrific. Horrific.
No.
If you are listening and you don't want to hear about children's bodies, you might want to hit the little skip button a few times. But here we go. Under a bucket in a shallow grave, they found Tylee Ryan's remains. They were burned and dismembered, bones charred, organs decomposed. It was so gruesome that the coroner couldn't actually determine her exact cause of death.
Oh my God.
The body was just like cut up and incinerated to destroy evidence, essentially.
Wild.
A few yards away, under a tarp, they found JJ's body.
No.
7 years old.
That's so sad.
He was found still wearing those red pajamas from the picture.
No, from the picture when he went missing. Oh my gosh.
Which means like the day they took that picture.
Wow.
Was the day that he probably died. He was bound, multiple layers of duct tape covering his mouth, eyes, ankle, and torso. A plastic bag had been tied over his head. He had bruises on his arms and neck from a struggle. The coroner testified JJ's cause of death was asphyxiation by the plastic bag over his head.
Oh, I cannot imagine how terrifying that is for just for something that's horrific to happen to a kid. It's horrific for it to happen to anybody, but thinking about like a 7-year-old going through that is like so sad. And then thinking about potentially like your mother or the person that is supposed to care about you and love you doing something like that is heartbreaking. Like that is so horrific. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They also found a little bit of GHB in his system, which is that? It's a date rape drug. Yeah.
No.
But they could not officially determine if it was like he was dosed or if it occurred naturally, because we do have a little bit of that in our system.
Really?
Naturally, yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
So in short, JJ was smothered, beaten, and his body was like glued shut with duct tape, which is horrific.
Wow.
Just awful. Mm-hmm. And it confirmed the worst. Lori's own children had been brutally murdered and buried in Chad's yard.
Oh my God. I hate them.
The crime scene investigators also found some key evidence. In the Daybell garage, a shovel and pickaxe tested positive for Tylee's DNA. So she had been there when it happened, probably. They found Alex Cox's fingerprints, the brother's fingerprints, on one of the black plastic bags used to wrap JJ. So this means he was potentially still alive when this is happening.
Wait, this is the brother that after Charles got shot was killed?
Yes, he shot Charles and then died the next day of a quote unquote heart attack.
So this happened, if his fingerprints were on the bag, this happened, the kid's murder happened between Charles's murder and Alex's murder?
We don't know. We
Hmm.
don't know. He is not around to tell us, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. He could have shed so much light on this whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is why they probably killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. Remarkably, they even found a single strand of Lori's hair stuck in the tape around JJ.
Oh, wow.
So that links her
To all of this. She can't like just blame Chad for it.
and that's actually the only piece of evidence that links her.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow.
Lori's defense would later say, and I quote, "Oh geez, hair on tape, that could be from anywhere."
Girl, please.
Like, eye roll.
Oh my God.
And the jury did not buy that, just foreshadowing there, especially with all the other things that are going to come into play.
Yeah.
At this point, Chad Daybell is arrested on June 9th of 2020, literally the same day that the bodies are found. Thank God. By May 2021, prosecutors finally file murder charges against Lori and Chad for killing Tylee, JJ, and Tammy.
Okay, well, wait, so when Chad was arrested, was Lori arrested too, or not until like right now?
She was already arrested.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're both arrested. They're both in custody now.
Okay.
They even accuse Lori of conspiring with Chad and Alex to commit the murders as part of their apocalyptic beliefs. So this
Yeah.
is,
The
all kind of
whole-
tying together.
Yeah.
Witnesses testified that they thought these three, quotes, evil people were required to clear the way for Lori and Chad's new life.
Like they
that's-
had to get rid of them in order to usher in.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just saying for them to be together.
Yes.
Like not necessarily. I thought you were saying that they did this in order to like usher in the end times or something like that.
that
kind
too.
of. Okay.
That too.
Okay.
But at the time, like with the information that the police had, they were like, okay, both spouses have been killed and the children are missing. So all of that is out of the way. And now we know that the kids are dead.
Right.
And that's all out of the way now. So Lori and Chad
Can be together.
can be
No.
together.
Yeah.
In perfect harmony, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So this case became known in the media as the Doomsday Murders. That's a media thing.
Okay.
The silly nicknames that they give all these
Right.
things. They called these the Doomsday Murders. In court, prosecutors painted Lori Vallow Daybell as the mastermind, a ruthless doomsday cult mom who had no problem eliminating obstacles, which honestly is not that far off.
Yeah.
A 48-hour special on the trial said that Lori was alleged to be pulling the strings in a plot that left 3 innocent people dead: Tylee, JJ, and Tammy.
I have a question.
Mhm.
I'm curious, like, what her personality was like, because we kind of touched on it a little bit, but like prior to her meeting Chad, prior to her reading these books and getting involved in like this end times thinking, were there any like indications that she was like, was she a good mom? Like, was she a good friend to people? Like, you know what I mean? Were there indications that she was going to go off the rails? I think I talked about this last time, but like, I'm just always so curious, the like psychology behind the people that commit these crimes. And like, were you born a horrible person, or like, did something happen in your life that like made you flip the switch and do this crazy shit? Or like, was she being manipulated by Chad? Like, what was the like, spark that like made her become insane,
Right. Right. And one of the things that's so fascinating about this case is I think it was just like this combination of all of those things, right? Like nature versus nurture.
Right.
I think this is only my opinion. I have nothing really to back it up, but I do think the way she was raised and being raised like very, very extremely Mormon kind of set her mind up to believe
that's so
things
true.
Without question.
Well, also like people who, I mean, this is also relevant in today's society, but like people who were raised, like, I think more in like extreme cases of being involved in religion, not necessarily people who were like, I casually go to church every once in a while type thing, but like regardless of the religion, people who were raised in those scenarios are like more predisposed to not questioning authority. And that is concerning.
Right.
Because not only like stuff like this can happen, but like, again, not to get political, but
But do it.
I feel like that's part of the reason why the US in particular is in the situation that we're currently in.
You're so right.
Because like, you know that like Christianity and like all, it's so deeply ingrained in like our history, and like we're watching the rise of Christian nationalism, and like, why do we think these people unquestioningly, is that a word?
Sure.
Follow these horrific people who were, again, like blatantly doing things that like, I feel like regardless of political affiliation, you should disagree with. Like, there are horrific acts that are being committed. Like, for example, Alex Preddy being shot in cold blood on the street 10 times, 11 times while not brandishing a weapon and peacefully resisting, trying to film these officers who are doing horrific things to citizens of Minneapolis and Minnesota. And then the administration immediately turning around and saying that his killing was justified. Like, I keep wondering when, this is such a tangent, but I keep wondering when the line is going to be. Like, it feels like the line in the sand is being erased and then pushed forward and then erased and then pushed forward and then erased and then pushed forward. And I'm like, that is a fascinating psychology thing for me. I'm like, I can't understand why people that I think are probably good people are allowing themselves to follow humans that are clearly not good people. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is wild. So anyways, to dive back to what I was talking about.
Well, and that's like Lori's like kind of
Yes.
predisposed, is that the word?
Yes.
Like to
Not
questioning the religion, right? And then she meets Chad, and I think it's kind of, she like turns it on its head and she just doesn't question it and she gets really into it.
Yeah.
But before that, like, everybody said she was an awesome mom. She was a great person, like a good person to confide in, a good person to hang out with, just like very devoted to her religion. And then just, yeah, things got weird
That's so strange.
when she started hanging out with Chad.
Yikes.
It's horrible.
It is.
It's horrible. So Lori's trial, this is spring of 2023.
Okay.
After years of delays, COVID, etc.
Right.
Her trial began in Boise, Idaho. Testimony was wild testimony. One by one, friends and family took the stand describing Lori's strange beliefs and behavior. Melanie Gibb, that friend that she sort of had a falling out with,
Right.
gets up on the stand. She confirmed Lori's belief in the light versus dark spirits. She said Lori described others as possessed by zombies, including that Lori once thought her own husband was possessed by an evil spirit named Ned.
I forgot about Ned.
This is where Ned comes back.
Oh my God.
Ned Schneider. And this is where like Charles gets a little bit lost in the sauce. Like, they refer to him as Ned Schneider.
Oh,
and
yeah.
not as Charles Vallow, and like, he's not there
Right.
to defend himself.
And everybody's like, who's Ned?
Right. They're like, who the fuck? And I hope I say these names right. Zulema Pastenis was Alex's wife.
Okay.
So Lori's sister-in-law.
The brother who got killed
Yes.
after he shot Charles. Yeah.
Potentially
Okay.
got killed. Yes.
Yeah.
Allegedly got killed.
Right.
She explained the demonic casting ceremonies and things like that
forgot
she
about
had heard
that.
about. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
She testified that Lori claimed Charles had Ned Schneider inside him, whom only prayer and fasting could expel.
So she fasted and prayed to try and expel Ned from Charles's body.
Apparently so.
Oh my God.
April Raymond, who was a friend in Hawaii, said that Lori hinted that Charles had been cheating and she was done with JJ.
Whilst she was cheating.
Right. Correct. And she also said like she was done with JJ. She didn't want her son anymore. Joseph Ryan, who is Tylee's dad, is dead. So why did I write his name down? Oh, I think They used like texts and things. That's why. Okay. So
okay.
they used text messages and like phone calls.
Oh, wait. He was the first person who died, right?
Yes.
Died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah. Lori didn't tell him anything, and he hid the texts from her to him became like very strange and punctuated. Yeah.
So you can like tell her like personality was like shifting over time. Is that kind of what they used that for, I guess?
Right.
Yeah.
And like to show like her deceit sort of in the custody battle with Tylee kind of in the middle. And yeah.
Wait, so did she fought him for custody before he died?
Their custody battle went on for 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah. From the time that Tylee was like 6 months old to like
when she finally got custody.
Yeah.
That's wild. I guess I kind of forgot. I don't remember if we talked about that in part 1, but like, again, convenient that he died in the middle of, I guess, when she was trying to get custody.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Colby Ryan got on the stand, which is Lori's eldest son, who's an adult.
Yeah.
In a jailhouse call played for the jury, he broke down in tears asking Lori why she was hiding the kids' deaths from him, like why she hid that. He called Lori a liar and said, "You ripped my heart out." The tape was like devastating, and he's having to like listen to his own phone call where he breaks down like in front of the court and the jury and everybody.
Oh my gosh.
And the videos, he's just devastated. He's devastated.
Yeah.
And then the forensics. The prosecution's forensic pathologist, Dr. Garth Warren, testified in April about how the kids died. He detailed the asphyxiation, the bruises, the duct tape, the bag, the burning. The jury got a very graphic and gruesome picture of their last moments. Many jurors reportedly left that testimony like stunned and fighting back tears.
I feel like I would be sick if I had to like listen to that. I like, again, just so sad to think about a kid's mom killing them. Like, that's insane. The person who's supposed to like care about them. And I feel like even more horrific. Like, that's just insane.
Yeah. By the end, 60 prosecution witnesses had been heard, including Tammy's exhumation pathologist, crime scene detectives, friends, family, and everyone in between. The evidence was mostly circumstantial, but when you put it all together, it was very damning. Lori's lies, told again and again that the kids were safe. Her presence at events, GPS data showed Lori never visited Chad's yard except for the day after the kids went missing. The hair on JJ's tape that was Lori's. The chilling testimony from her sister, Summer Shiflett. It's actually Lori's half-sister. Summer had believed Lori all along about the kids are safe somewhere else kind of thing. But once the bodies were found, Summer felt completely betrayed.
Wait, so what was her defense? Like, or I don't know if we're going to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are. Yeah, so while the kids were just missing and they hadn't found the bodies yet, everybody, like including the media and everybody, were just kind of hoping that because these were like Doomsday prepper people, that the kids were in some sort of bunker somewhere.
She was like hiding them away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And like, maybe we're going to find them. Summer screamed at Lori in a jail phone call. She said, "You went off to Hawaii and were dancing on the beach while your kids were in the ground." And Lori responded very flatly. She just goes, "Well, you still love me, so."
She's insane.
She's insane.
What?
One big turn came from Lori's former friend, Audrey Baratario, I think.
Right.
Who testified late in the trial. Audrey revealed that Lori had once threatened to kill her, saying she might cut Audrey up and describing how messy it would be with blood, bleach, and trash bags.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I think if someone said that to me, I would immediately get a restraining order. Like,
Right.
Why are we going into this much detail, ma'am?
Mhm.
What the heck?
And like on the stand, Audrey, like obviously facing Lori, literally, was terrified. Audrey was terrified. Like
Yeah.
her face was just like white.
I'm sorry, who is Audrey again?
Audrey is Lori's former friend.
Okay.
I believe it was while she was living in Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was one of the first times someone had publicly described Lori as capable of murder, right? The defense tried to tear Audrey apart on cross-examination, but it did not work.
Good.
Lori's defense,
Right.
led by attorney Jim Archibald, what a name,
I feel like if you're named Archibald, you have to become an attorney.
right? Jim Archibald, called 555. Yeah.
Somebody asked, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he's like, an astronaut. And they're like, no, an attorney.
You're going to law school, buddy.
You're not allowed.
But he tried to present a very different picture. They tried to paint Lori as a doting mother who was just manipulated by Chad and her religious beliefs. Archibald repeatedly pointed out that Lori has no direct confession, no smoking gun tying her to the murders, only that piece of hair. He did the whole, like, oh, it's just a piece of hair. It could have come from anywhere.
So were they claiming that she didn't know anything about the kids being killed and that he did it?
They were claiming that she was not the mastermind, like kind of getting her for conspiracy instead of for actual murder.
Okay.
That's kind of where they were at.
That she was, so they didn't necessarily say like, no, she didn't kill them, but like, or like, no, she didn't know anything about them being killed by him.
Right.
But like, she wasn't the one who planned it and executed the plan.
Right.
Okay.
That was most of the defense.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Oh no.
But he emphasized testimony that had described Lori as loving and that her son Colby, in an earlier testimony, never expected her to harm anybody. He was like, no, she would never hurt a fly. But obviously his mind was changed.
Right.
The lawyer questioned whether Tammy was really murdered or just died naturally, like the first ruling said, suggesting Chad could have been also lying. So kind of trying to pin this all on Chad.
Okay.
In closing, Archibald told the jury they had to figure out the who, what, when, where of Lori's story, implying that the state had not proven its case.
Okay.
Which is the whole thing. The state's job is to prove all of that.
Like
so,
beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
Right.
Right. Beyond reasonable doubt.
Right.
Prosecutor Rob Wood had the final word. He pointed to Lori's lies as proof of guilt. He said, the innocent don't need to lie, the guilty lie. Which, like, amen.
Period.
He warned the jury not to let Lori pin everything on Chad, that she was 100% involved in this. And that was the end of this wild trial.
That is crazy.
After a tense 2 days of deliberation, the jury's verdict finally came in May of 2023. Lori Vallow Daybell was found guilty on all counts.
Yay, jury!
Yeah. First-degree murder of Tylee and JJ and conspiracy to murder Tammy. So they got everything that they asked for.
Good.
The courtroom was pretty stunned. Some family members were like crying. Lori, no emotion. Flat.
Wow.
Completely. Because she's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
A month later, in July of 2023, Lori was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences without parole.
Good.
That means she'll spend the rest of her life in prison. Judges in Idaho generally don't believe in turning someone like her loose. Like, she's never going to get parole.
Yeah, I feel like if you, wild take, I feel like if you intentionally kill someone and they can prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt, like, you shouldn't see the light of day, babe. You know what I mean?
Especially children.
Right.
And especially your children.
Right.
But, like, her feelings were so hurt that she got a life in prison. It's stupid. She's
Cry,
stupid.
bitch.
Right? Exactly.
Like,
get out of here. She is currently in an Idaho correctional facility claiming innocence and appealing her conviction. She actually acted as her own lawyer in some of the trials that were related to this that happened in Arizona.
Really?
But that is another subplot that we will get to in just a second. Bottom line is she lost. Lori lost.
Right.
Chad's trial happened in spring of 2024. Chad Daybell went on trial in Idaho for the same 3 murders, plus some insurance fraud related to Tammy's life policies. This trial was nearly identical in evidence to Lori's, but with Chad on the stand instead of Lori. Chad played the, like, defrocked preacher during his trial. Like,
Wait, what word did you use?
Defrocked.
Defrocked? What does that mean?
Like, shamed preacher. Like, he's having all of this thrown on him, but he's just a humble little preacher. He didn't do any of this.
Right. Mm-hmm. Chad, also, you must have passed your SATs because that was a good word.
He actually, like, when he went on the stand, he, like, gave spiritual lectures.
Oh, please.
Yeah. But the jurors were like, exactly what you did. Like, please, like, this is not what we're here for. Like, go fuck yourself.
Oh my God. Also, of all people to stand up and give a spiritual lecture, like, please take a fat seat, Chad.
A fiction author.
Like, a fiction author who murdered children.
Literally.
Sit down.
In late May 2024, after about 2 days of jury deliberations, Chad was convicted on all counts. That includes murder and conspiracy for Tylee, JJ, and Tammy's deaths.
Period. We love to hear it.
Once Chad was convicted, the judge immediately set a penalty hearing. On June 1st, 2024, Chad was given the harshest sentence possible, death row.
Wow.
So an Idaho jury voted to sentence him to be executed. If that's actually ever carried out, that's a different story, but he is on death row.
Because death row takes like decades to happen, doesn't it? That's crazy. And I never really understand why that is.
Me neither, really.
Like, there can't be that long of a list of people we need to kill. What's happening?
I know there's a lot of, like, logistical things that make it take a while, but I'm like
people have to sign off and stuff, and
right.
like processes that have to happen, I guess.
But, like, sometimes it takes, like, over a decade.
Yes.
It's like, what have we been doing this whole time?
So interesting because, like, I don't know that I, like, morally agree with the death penalty. I struggle with that. Like, these people are horrific, but, like, I just, like, I don't ever think that to solve violence is a good thing ever.
Right.
So I struggle with that. But, like, I mean, these people shouldn't be allowed to walk free, obviously.
Right.
I just, like, I don't know. But I will say it's interesting that, like, if they're sentenced to death row, why do we spend then 10 years of taxpayer dollars to keep them in prison when we know that they're going to be killed? I don't know. That's just an interesting...
I honestly don't know. I should look further into that so that I understand that better. Because part of me is like, sometimes people that are on death row are, like, wrongfully convicted. And
100%.
So, like, thank God it takes so long.
Right.
Because it can be flipped around.
Right.
But, like, obviously in this case, they have direct proof. And, like, it's not one of those situations.
I think that's the other reason why I just, like, morally can't get on board with death row. Because, like, what if... Like, in some cases, it's like we have cut and dry, like, video evidence that you X, Y, you know, whatever. Right. But, like, you know, if you're tying circumstantial evidence and they just so happen to get whatever, you know, there are cases where it's like, and obviously cases where in horrific instances, like, you know, Black men are, like, more likely to get wrongfully convicted.
Yeah.
And, like, how horrific that we then murder these people that had nothing to do with these. Like, what on earth? Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a hard time, like, morally with, I just, like, I can't ever really get on board with intentionally killing someone, regardless of the situation.
I am in the same place you are, where, like, I struggle with it morally, but after covering a lot of these cases, there are people...
Some situations.
Yes, there are people that need to be out of this world. They need to be gone.
100%. Yeah.
But there are so many times, even in this instance, I would be more on board with Lori getting the death penalty.
Yeah, for killing her own kids.
You know what I mean? But she's a woman.
Well,
so she's
that was actually something I was going to ask is, like, why? Because they were both tried in Idaho, right? And I'm assuming different judges, same judge?
Different judges.
Okay. I guess maybe that's the answer, is that they were just different judges. But, like, why would do you think it is because he was a man and that's why, like, men are more likely to get Okay.
I think that's part of it. Women generally are less likely to get the death penalty.
That's so interesting. I
Like,
wonder
everywhere.
why. You think it's just like an internal bias that judges and like people who are sentencing have, that like, oh, she's a woman, she shouldn't be killed. Like what?
I guess.
That's so interesting.
I guess. Yeah. But it's always like, sometimes I've covered a case where it's like, oh, this was the first person to ever be, like, first woman to ever be put on death row in New
Executed.
York kind
Yeah,
of thing. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like always a big point of the case is like when a woman gets put on death row.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen often.
Yeah. It's giving Chicago.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, isn't that right? Doesn't she get like put on death row for killing her husband?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There's the whole the cell block tango.
Okay, yes. Yeah. Right.
He had it coming. Yep. So Idaho jury voted to sentence Chad to be executed if it's ever carried out. The judge read the verdict. Chad's crime spree, murdering his wife and his lover's kids, warranted the death penalty. Chad Daybell shows no remorse either.
Similar to her.
He kept just a blank stare even as the verdict was read. If the appeals fail, he'll be one of Idaho's very few prisoners to face execution.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always also find that interesting when people who are sentenced to death don't show like any form of emotion. Like not showing remorse is one thing because like we already knew you were a psychopath for like killing people, but like you're about to die, babe. And so like I'm confused why we're not showing any emotion. There must truly be something like chemically wrong in his brain.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even like a psychopathic killer can be narcissistic and like sad that they're going to be executed.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
so that's crazy that he had no emotion.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I don't think we're supposed to understand.
True. True. And I don't know that I want to understand his brain.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't. I say that all the time. Like, if you do understand that feeling,
I'm concerned.
let's get you some therapy. Maybe let's not hang out anymore.
Yeah. I don't want to be alone with you.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of my apartment. During Chad's sentencing, this is June of 2024, family members gave like really heartbreaking victim impact statements. Tammy's sister sobbed that her 49-year-old sister should be here with her grandchildren. JJ's
they had kids.
Yeah.
Chad and Tammy had kids. Oh, wow. Did they testify?
No, I think they were still minors.
Oh, okay.
I think that's why. Because part of the reason I didn't put them in here is because of their names. Yeah.
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 Okay.
JJ's grandmother, Kay Woodcock, talked about the hole in her heart forever. Sorry, I couldn't let that pass.
For the listeners, Bren made a face.
I'm sorry. I'm, like a child,
okay.
but it's
We're
fine.
all toddlers at heart.
But the grandmother talked about the hole in her heart forever. Colby Ryan, Lori's oldest son, who lost his two siblings, just broke down, said he'd lost everything. Everything was just very raw and awful. Justice had been declared, but nothing brings those kids back, right?
Yeah.
So as of today, Lori Vallow Daybell is serving life in an Idaho prison, and Chad Daybell is on death row, also in Idaho. Chad is appealing his sentence, but for now they're both locked up. And you might think, oh, we're wrapping up the episode. The saga's over. You are wrong.
Oh my God. There's more. But wait.
Even after the Idaho convictions, Lori had to face more charges back in Arizona.
Oh, that's right. Because that's where Charles was
Correct.
killed. And I'm assuming they connected the dots now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the state of Arizona indicted Lori for Charles Vallow's murder and the attempted murder of Brandon Bordeaux, who was the guy that...
Sorry.
That's okay.
The first husband that was killed. Did they connect the dots there? The one who like first died of a heart attack.
They did not.
Wow,
Like, they
okay.
tried to, but there was nothing, like, to concretely connect her to that.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I also think that was an Alex thing. I don't think that was a Lori thing. I think it was her brother
Okay.
on her orders.
Yeah.
But, yeah. She was tried also for the attempted murder of Brandon Bordeaux, who was the guy who, like, got shot at but survived.
Okay.
From way back in the beginning.
So she never got convicted for Alex's death either then? Okay.
Nope.
Do we know how he died?
Heart attack.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So many heart attacks.
Most of these are heart attacks.
Yeah.
In 2025, Lori acted as her own lawyer in those appeal hearings. Or no, not even her appeal hearings. Just
her regular trials.
Yeah, trial. The court videos of her acting as her own attorney.
They have videos of it?
Oh, yeah. This whole thing was on, like, court
National.
TV. Yeah.
Wow.
I've watched a lot of them. Like, as they were happening, people would put out, like, the really, like, big moments.
Yeah.
And she was not great as her own lawyer.
Why would she do that? Like, what was it like a money thing or like a...
She got convicted in Idaho using an attorney. And so when she had to go into a new trial in Arizona, she was like, well, I don't trust attorneys, so I'm going to do it for myself.
She thought she could do better.
Correct. And Ted Bundy did the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, he acted as his own lawyer.
Wow.
So that's just always what I think about in this case is like, choices.
Interesting way to go, but pop off, sis.
Yeah, so a lot of what she said just like didn't really make sense. She said things that were like factually wrong. The judge held her in contempt of the court several times and threw her out. She had like emotional outbursts and the judge literally had to tell her like sit the fuck down. Like it was just a mess. It was a mess.
Right.
By mid 2025, she was found guilty of conspiracy to murder Charles and conspiracy to murder Brandon.
Okay. Conspiracy to murder.
Yes, because she did not kill either one of them.
They think Alex killed Charles. Or no, Alex did kill Charles. Sorry.
Alex did
He
kill
shot
Charles.
him. Charles did not die of a heart attack.
Correct.
Okay.
Alex died of a heart attack after he shot Charles.
Okay.
It's so much.
I wonder, did they ever, I don't know if we're going to talk about this and if I'm spoiling it, but did they ever find out what caused the heart attacks? I'm assuming they were like poisoning them or something. Like, we don't know.
I do not know. I do not know. They never actually like
did an autopsy to figure that out.
They just never could connect them with evidence. With Tammy, there was like actual like evidence of like, he actually could have done this. So they exhumed her body and did the autopsy. They did not do that with Alex or with Joseph.
So did they not exhume the bodies or do autopsies on?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
I guess at this point it's also like, I don't know if that's a rude thing to say, but like, what's the point kind of? Because she's like already been convicted and is like serving 3 life sentences without parole. So like
putting the resources into those that they know they can get her for kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know that for sure, but she was given 2 more life sentences in July of 2025. So she's now got 5 life sentences consecutively without parole.
What is another question.
Yeah.
What is the point of giving someone more than 1 life sentence?
If one were to get overturned for some reason.
Oh, then the other one still exists.
Yes.
I was always curious if it was like for the victims' families.
That too.
So like you all get your justice and like here's the sentence for each of these wrongdoings type thing. But that makes sense. Okay.
That too. It's a combination. Yeah, for sure. And sometimes there's different reasons for it. I've heard of cases where like one sentence is like you get life without parole and then the other sentence is life with parole, which like trumps the other one. It's
so interesting.
It's the justice system. The justice system
is complicated.
Is complicated and flawed, in my opinion.
Oh, very much flawed.
But that's a story for another day.
How much time you got?
Right? In this case, I think they did a pretty good job.
Yes.
Like at this trial.
Yeah.
So they keep tacking on these little extras to make sure none of us forget that Lori is a lunatic. And Lori and Chad are both appealing their convictions in Idaho. Lori's appealing her conviction in Arizona. But their options are pretty slim, especially if Lori's not going to use a lawyer again. Today, both Lori and Chad continue to blame others. Lori even did a Dateline interview in March of 2025 from jail, claiming Jesus showed her visions, proving she'll be exonerated. Just like he showed her
to go on Wheel of Fortune.
And I wrote down here, I said, sure, Jesus, I'm sure he's got nothing better to do than to clear her name. I'm not a religious person, but I do know that Lori broke at least 4 of the 10 commandments.
Right.
So,
Babe, I don't think he's on your side.
no, no, Lori.
Yeah.
And even if somehow, this is not going to happen, but in a world where she does get her sentence overturned, people would kill her. 100%.
I feel like my mind is blanking, but like, I feel like people will not, like, justice needs to be served. Yeah. Like, people know this. Yeah. Like, it's blatantly obvious that this woman was involved and that Chad was involved. So like, yeah. She would at least be like shunned, but almost certainly killed by someone. Like, there's no way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. And maybe it would be ruled a heart attack.
Who knows? Right. We love that.
So she basically doubles down that she's innocent and everyone is lying. Chad's legal team, when asked about Tammy's murder or the kids, literally says, was Tammy even murdered or was it natural? It's like, we've done the autopsy, my friend.
Girl.
It's like they try and rewrite reality. Like, what if this was all an accident? An attorney literally asked that at one point. Like, what if this is just all an accident? It's like, no.
She's like trying to like manifest that this is all just good. Like, maybe if she says that she's innocent enough times that it'll actually come true.
Right.
And girl, we all know.
I'm like, I know that defense attorneys are just doing their job, but I just, how do you get up in the morning when these people have all died? Kids have died.
Truly. Like, how do you... Especially someone like this. Like, I'm sure there are some people that defense attorneys work with where they're like, I can't tell if they're innocent or not. Like, I can't tell if I'm, defending an innocent person or not. Right. But like in a situation like this where like it's blatantly obvious, like, how do you win? That's insane. Yeah, that would fuck me up. Being a defense attorney and having to like work with someone like that would, like, I don't understand how you don't take your work home with you, or like how you sleep at night.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. I lost my place. To this day, the families of Tylee and JJ are left wondering how someone could be so deceitful. Lori's own half-sister Summer said her trust was just totally broken by Lori's lies. She has a really hard time trusting anybody at this point because she was very close with Lori.
As would I. Your own sister. Like, yeah.
Who's lying to you for years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would like question my reality because like we were saying there weren't like signs that she was like this before meeting Chad and like reading these books and stuff. So like I feel like as her sister, I'd be like, who was I living with? Who was I growing up with all these years? You know?
Right. I keep losing my place. Sorry. Neighbors and friends, like, there's a woman named Alice Gilbert who lived near Chad, recall just how fast Chad moved on after Tammy died. Like it was one of those things that everybody kind of noticed. Like, your wife just died and you've got this woman like living with you. Like, what's...
Yeah, again, the like pool party scenario where it's like red flag.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, it's just all a horror story. They're in jail, which they very much deserve.
Yes.
And that's the case of Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell and the Doomsday murders.
Wow. That was intense. Take a deep breath.
It's a lot. And it's just, this is my wrap up here is like, it's a story of religion gone wild, monsters masquerading as humans and not the zombie kind, innocent children caught in the crossfire of all of this.
It's so sad.
It is so sad. So many people were caught in the crossfire of Lori and Chad.
I'm like such an empath. I can't, like, I literally like accidentally like step on my dog's toe and I can't stop thinking about it for like weeks at a time.
I'm so sorry.
Like, I can't imagine hurting someone, killing, like, how, like, that is a crazy concept to me. And your own children, that's fucking insane. Oh my God. Crazy.
I say a lot to people because of this podcast. Like, I probably and like FBI, don't quote me on this, but I probably would know how to hide a body and like not allow it to be found. But I'm not going to, like, just because I have that information, like, filter in your brain.
I also don't think you're capable, not me trying to prove that you're not a murderer, but Brent's not a murderer. Okay, I pinky promise. I feel like you're not capable of the kind of like mental gymnastics that are required in order to do something as horrific as this. That's the part that always just like blows my mind. Not the like, well, yes, like the physical act of like having to dismember a body or kill someone. Like it blows my mind that people are capable of that. Like, ew, first of all.
Right? And like I just went like, whom.
Literally, it like I can't imagine the physical act of doing that, but also again, the like mental part of like having to then pretend like you didn't just do that.
Right. That, I mean, that alone would drive me insane.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's crazy.
I cannot. Because then just one lie leads to another lie, leads to another lie. How do you keep it all straight?
The like, being a human is scary. Because like, it's crazy that people are capable of stuff like this. And that like you can know someone, your own sister, your mother, like you can think you know someone and then learn that they're capable of something like this. Like that's crazy. Okay, well, if you didn't have anxiety, now you do.
Yay!
Oh my gosh.
I do have to say though, I have a really good time poking fun at awful people.
Oh,
like,
it's like cathartic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
So that has been the fun part of this.
Yeah.
For me, hopefully for you.
And hearing when people get like when the justice system does work, and when people, like, obviously the kids can never come back. Like these horrible things happened, but like these people were convicted. They're never going to get out of prison. That man's going to die. Like, you know, justice was served.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Like you said, a nice bow on this
Nice
one. So
little
that's
bow.
nice. Yeah.
Nice little bow. Okay, well, that's all I got. Thank you, Alyssa,
Thank you for having me.
being here.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
Yeah, me too.
Yay.
Episodes with you have been very fun.
They're a blast.
You're gonna be back. I will circle back around.
Okay, please do circle back.
Literally. At least once a year, apparently.
Yeah.
And to our listeners, thank you for, if you're still listening, thank you for sticking with us through all of this. If you enjoyed this episode, follow us on Instagram at Friends Who Crime. Give us a 5-star rating. Like I said in the beginning, whatever you're using, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, hit that 5-star. And if somebody tells you that you're possessed by zombies, run.
Maybe go run the other direction.
Run. And remember, friends don't let friends commit crimes.
Right.
Bye. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was so much.
That was.
I'm so happy to be done with that case.
That was a crazy one.